session.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Su Excelencia,
Your Excellency,
Maduro
President
Moros,
Nicolás Maduro Moros,
Presidente de la República
President
Bolivariana de
of the
Venezuela,
Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Your Excellencies,
Presidente Miguel
President
Díaz-Canel,
Miguel Díaz-Canel, President Daniel Ortega, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves,
distinguidos delegados,
distinguished delegates,
amigas y amigos,
friends,
señoras,
ladies
señores.
and gentlemen.
Para comenzar,
to begin,
permítanme en nombre de su excelencia
allow
Mahmoud
me,
Abbas,
on behalf of His Excellency Mahmoud Abbas, President of the State of Palestine, to express our
a su excelencia el presidente Nicolás Maduro,
thanks to President Nicolás Maduro and the member states of the Bolivarian Alliance for the peoples of our America ALBA for giving us the opportunity to be present here as special guests. It is a deep honor to invite me to this historical summit, and this meeting shows the shared commitment of the nations which are decided to defend sovereignty and the dignity facing the challenges, the persistent challenges. ALBA represents more than a political alliance or an economical alliance. It is a manifestation of the invincible human spirit and a commitment with the principles of solidarity, justice, and resistance against oppression, born out of the courage of two leaders and their vision, two extraordinary leaders, Commander Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro. The determination, collective determination to challenge imperialism and promote a world order that can be more equitable and fair. These principles, these guiding principles, resound with the Palestinian struggle for freedom, justice, self-determination of the peoples, and the end of the colonial occupation. The Palestinian people finds inspiration in this shared legacy. For 7 decades, our people have resisted the plundering, the occupation, the colonial occupation of their apartheid policies, and the never-ending attempts to eliminate our existence and our identity. The parallels between our histories cannot be denied. Just the same way as ALBA nations struggle for their dignity and freedom, Palestinians continue to resist an occupation that denies them their most fundamental rights. This history, this shared history, highlights the universal truth that the fight for justice cannot be divided. As His Excellency President Nicolás Maduro said, Palestine is the homeland of mankind. The most important battle of mankind is for the freedom of Palestine. This powerful affirmation captures the essence of our struggle, shared by justice, freedom, and dignity. The nations of ALBA not only have recognized these parallelisms, but have also translated their solidarity into concrete action. Countries like Venezuela, Bolivia, Nicaragua, and Cuba have adopted courageous postures with principles to cut or not create new diplomatic bonds with Israel. These positions based in international law and moral clarity send a powerful message to the world that justice and accountability cannot be negotiated. The nations of ALBA have shown to the world that justice demands courage and the will to defy the systems that have roots in the hegemony, power, and oppression of and domination. The Gaza Strip today, it's a memory for the international community in their failure to act against violations of international law by Israel. The situation is not just by cause. It's the direct consequence of the blockade and illegal occupation of Israel. Over 45,000 people, the majority of them, men, women, and children, have been murdered in the recent aggressions. They have destroyed critical infrastructure, and over 85% of Gaza is now uninhabitable. The attacks against civilians, the refusal of humanitarian aid, and the use of force, indiscriminate use of force, constitute crimes against humanity and war crimes based on the Statute of Rome of the Penal International Court. It is not simply a symptom of a wider conflict. It is an attempt to annihilate the Palestinian people in the face of the world. The situation in other areas is not easier. The Israeli forces have strengthened their attack, while the people who are colonizing the area and are attacking the Palestinians are even more violent now. The terrorism acts, including arson, provocated arson, physical aggression, and the destruction of homes and agricultural land happens with impunity, usually under the protection of the occupation forces. These practices deepen the suffering of the Palestinian people and endanger the stability of the whole region. The violations that continue to happen in Palestine not only represent moral failures, but also grave violations of international law. The impunity given to Israel affects the basis of the legal international order and harm the conscience of the world in the different mechanisms that are designed to defend justice and accountability. Your Excellencies, we will call upon the international community to act with decision, and this includes to end the genocide that is happening in Gaza, guaranteeing a ceasefire, an immediate ceasefire, and the access of humanitarian help, to try the criminals for war crimes and crimes against mankind through mechanisms like the International Penal Court, which has already issued warrants against Netanyahu and Gallant. So we call upon all the countries to apply the decision of the Criminal Court, the International Criminal Court, to apply the solution of two states in accordance with the 1967 borders, with Eastern Jerusalem as capital of the Palestinian state, as demands international law and the resolutions of UN, to guarantee justice and reparations for the denial for decades of the Palestinian sovereignty and facilitate the materialization of the Palestinian state, as well as a fair solution, fair and equitable solution for the Palestinian refugees in accordance with Resolution 194 to end the Israeli occupation and dismantle their infrastructure, their colonial infrastructure, to support the membership, full membership of Palestine in the UN and its recognition as a sovereign state, to strengthen the international solidarity following the example of the ALBA nations, to reject the normalization of the Israeli occupation. The Palestinian struggle is not a conflict between equals, but a struggle for justice, freedom, and the restoration of the rights that are part of international law. The impunity given to Israel for its violations not only prolongs the suffering of the Palestinian people, but also affects the world conscience with respect to the state, the rule of law. History will remember those who stood on the side of justice. Solidarity of ALBA with Palestine, lasting solidarity of ALBA with Palestine, is a testimony of the universal demand for freedom and of the transformative power of the collective resistance. Thank you very much.
Viva Palestina libre.
Long live free Palestine.
Hay una declaración especial que
There's a special declaration that has been approved unanimously by the countries of ALBA,